And would you please look over it before we meet on whatever day, like Friday at 3, because this will make our appointment, we'll have a lot more quality time at our appointment to talk about your needs and view your home. And that's how I present it to them. And I've never had anybody say, no, you don't need to do it. The other key to this is my coach said, this is perfect for any kind of disc profile. And you'll see why. But so what I do is I put it in a folder. I write a letter kind of repeating what I said on the phone. Please review this before we meet on date and time. And if you have any questions, write them down and we'll discuss them when I get there. And this will just give us more quality time for your needs and your home. So what I do, I put it in a letter on my letterhead. Now, if I have to mail it, this is what she instructs me to do, my coach. I went and got FedEx packets, and I put it in here. I have an account, and I drop it off at FedEx, and it has a big yellow or a bright label on it, and it says, "Open immediately. This may cause your home to sell." And I've only had to send it twice because two people lived over in Gwinnett, and they have homes over here in Cobb. And they just loved it. They thought it was a hoot. And it causes them to open it. So I put a letter in. So what happens is, the way this is set up, it's cascaded. And that's the key to it. Because a D, a C, an S, and an I, they're going to go in and look at the topics on each cascading. And they're going to go to that particular topic. They may not look at the whole thing. You know, they're going to key into what they want to focus on. Now, I've had some people that go through the whole thing. I had one gentleman, I got there and he sat down with me and he had gone through all the pages and made notes, and he went through every single sheet and wanted to ask me information. Most people, I get there and I'll say, do you have any questions about the packet I left you? They usually don't. They just say, it was really professional. I was very impressed with it. And what is in here is, on this side is a resume, just talking about me and my team, and then me, and then testimonials from people, and I'll show you. Hold on a minute. It's all pre-designed by this coach. So the first is a resume, which on me, which is just typical resume, nothing fancy. The next sheet is testimonials, which are put on here. Not real extensive, not real fancy. Here's my team, and I include my virtual assistant, Stephanie Still, my graphic person, or my marketing person, Patty King, and then I have 2 photography people on here. I haven't put a stager on yet because I haven't decided who I'm going with, but they'll go next. But so they learn about my team and what each of them does, their responsibility. Then there's communication. I have a communication guarantee, which tells how my team and I will communicate with them, and that I will guarantee I provide them feedback within 48 hours after showings. Just, because communication is the biggest thing they're looking for, as y'all know, when you go on appointments. The next thing is my flexible fee, which I had never done this, and she highly recommended it. And I talked to Colette, and she told me just do it. Because what happens is, when you get there to the appointment, and second of all, I don't even do a presentation. This is my presentation. I go in and walk the house with them. We go see if there's any questions here, and then we look at the comps, and that's it. I do bring in some stats in a book to kind of go through that, but it's maybe 5 minutes of that. So when I get there, they don't ask about commission. It's all right here. It's not even discussed. Then I have an easy exit listing agreement, which a lot of agents are doing that now, whether you know it or not.
What is that?
That they can get out of the agreement at any time for whatever reason, and there's no charge to them. And they like that. I mean, they really like to hear that. They don't, if they're not happy with you, and I had this before I went with this coach. I did have that.
And Gail, so if they want to get out, you'll even pay the MLS fees?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. This talks about fast sale equals less hassle. So this compares the average agent in Atlanta, I take Atlanta, how many days on the market their home is on. And then I put what mine is. Now I've got to change this because mine just, this says 35. Mine just changed to 22 from this, for this year so far. But just, and a lot of people are really keying in on this too. And then your list to sale price ratio. And you can see it's a shorter page because they're all cascaded. Then on the other side is my internet marketing, which everybody has. I mean, you know, where we're at, where their listing goes. My listing plan of action, yeah, which is my marketing plan. Okay, I know y'all can't read it, but it just says the Gail Harris team will, and it just shows what we will do through marketing. Then I have a Sunday caravan home tours, which they have a choice. They can do both, they can do none, they can do one or the other, and it just describes what we do and how it benefits the seller and how it benefits the buyers. Then just a copy of my brochures, which I actually take one with me into the listing appointment. Where buyers come from, which I'm sure a lot of you do that. And then a little page about Keller Williams, and I have to update this constantly because we're growing so fast. And then the charities that I'm involved in. And it's interesting, the one man that looked through every single page, he said to me, could you tell me what is this Streams of Recovery? And what is this JRD melanoma? So I had to explain to him. And they're very impressed that you're involved with this kind of stuff. I mean, and it's right there for them to see. So this has been my magic bullet. I've been with her since March or April. And the first quarter, I had a horrible first quarter because I'd had surgery on my foot, and I really didn't get, Liz can appreciate that. You really don't get geared up for probably 4 or 5 months. And so my first quarter was horrible, and then I came with her, and I'm not attributing everything to her. I'm sure I've done some decent things to get the business a little better, but this has just made it a slam dunk. And like I said in the meeting the other day, and Brenda was remarking last week when she did her thing, I go on a listing appointment, I'm getting them 100%, so I'm not going on enough appointments, you know? And when I call an expired, if it's a referral, if it's somebody in my neighborhood, I don't do FSBOs, but if I did, they get this packet. Everybody does, not just, you know, because I do a lot of my neighborhood and I know a lot of the people, but man, they get, the one I'm going to at 11 is in my neighborhood, and they got this packet last week. Any questions?
Are y'all questions?
Can we get copies?
You know what? I think a lot of it you have, and I will tell you this. And Brenda was asking me this yesterday because she wanted me to come in and show it to her because she wasn't going to be here today. And Brenda said, do you think it's what's in it, or is it the cascading effect?
I was wondering how you get the cascading, like, did you measure that out, or did you?
Well, you can pay somebody to do it. She has someone that does it. I've got a friend of mine that's in the Sandy Springs office that coaches with her, and she's just starting to put hers together, and she's got somebody doing it for her. But my daughter and I just did it, and we go to Kinko's. It costs about $10 a packet, which is nothing for what you're giving them. And she'll go by herself, or I'll go with her, and we have a system down. And you line the pages up, and you have to be very patient about it. And then you use their cutter.
Okay.
Yeah. So it really doesn't take, and it's on a USB drive, so it doesn't really take that long to do it now that we're doing a lot of them.